Welcome back, everyone. Coming off what was a strong performance for ESPADA, I must admit. Now we're on the second map, Offset's map pick. Decided to take it to Inferno. Knife round is over. The sides will side it. And I think it's actually side choice. So this is actually a fake knife round. But Mike, what are your thoughts right now? I want to hear what you're thinking. But we can just jump straight into the in-game while you tell us what your thoughts are, Mike.
My thoughts are I need to see a completely different team here from Offset. I mean, it wasn't just quite the fact that they weren't as good as ESPADA on Dust 2. What I saw from them was uninspiring. They didn't change things up. They didn't mix things up when things clearly weren't working. It took until the last round of the first half for us to see an aggressive off play off of OBJ, which then worked, and they had done it way too late. So we need to see a little bit more reactive CS from them. They cannot let ESPADA just dictate the pace this entire way through. And it's already starting off poorly for them. Dima in the bedroom just plucks a kill. He's been on point all day long. We saw him on that lurk roll over on the T side. Well, here's the CT getting aggressive. He's plucking don'ts. And look at Finnegan. He's already all the way up T-apps. So they've got a ton of information. They rotate the third player over here. They're going to have a flank nearly instantaneously off of Dima and Finnegan, and this is just going to be a tough situation again. Offset needs to hit right away. Dexter's trying to block the smoke. Doesn't quite work, but they're going to have to deal with these two players back in towards the start position. Well, they have found the first. They may not be expecting the second here, and indeed they're not. Patsy gets one, two, nearly a third. Would have had it if he had one extra bullet in the gun, I think. But Zeldin has a little bit of an answer back, so it's a 2v2 now. And completely out of position is Finnegan. He's not going to be around to contribute. Dima's just trying to take this fight alone. He's going to get gooshed as a result. Now very vulnerable. He loses his life, and that means it's all on Finnegan. Not sure what happened here, why he never got into the action, why he never pushed Banana. But he did decide to come all the way back around, and now he's got to do it all himself. And he can't get it done. Thinks he has the first kill early, tries to adjust to the second. And with only 6 and 9 health, respectively, to survive through, Offset will take the pistol out.
That ended so poorly considering how well it started for ESPADA. They had the early pick. They funneled the information. They funneled them towards Banana, which is perfect because they had already reinforced their numbers. They had a bait set up on Emo and dark position on the B site. I mean, everything was textbook for ESPADA. And then they just got greedy, it seemed. They're a little overzealous to close off the round.
I just don't understand why they didn't complete the flank out Banana. I mean, I got distracted by the action on site, so it wasn't necessarily watching the full flank round, but it felt like they had position. Dima was pushing down mid. They had a player coming through T-apps, and then decided, nope, we're going to rotate back through arches and just make sure they come from CT. And it slowed them down. It meant Finnegan wasn't in the action so late. I just don't get it. But hey, they may make up for it this round as they are apparently annihilating the attack from the Offset side. Finnegan bailing out through a Molotov, but look at this health remaining. Fragos is one click away from death. They're already a man down. This is looking rough. They've got the 1 AK to work with, but Zellen's going to need to go a bit of a hero play here to try and bring this one back into control, and ESPADA just might be able to sneak it through.
Things are definitely quieting down. And them being quiet is not really ringing any alarms for ESPADA, so they're just holding their double men setup here on the B site. And this might be Offset's best chance, actually. If they can maybe only lose one player here on the entry, they can just lose, maybe sacrifice Custom for the double entry. That'd be completely worth it. Sotnik has been spotted. He's been wounded as well, so now they're really hurt. And so is Finnegan. He's down to 18 HP, so not the healthiest of defenders here. And I'm surprised not to see any sort of reaction from ESPADA on this type of round. This isn't a gun round, right? You need reinforcements as early as possible.
Oh, first buddy's dropped. They haven't realized that the flower pot position is here. He popped a shot. There we go. There's the check. Zellen gets it. That's well done. It was looking very concerning here. He had pulled the trigger, but somehow they didn't initially check that flower pot spot. But now that they have, this is a question of whether ESPADA can really get back into this or whether they're just going to be looking for damage. Patsy has the Deagle, has a MAC-10 as well if he wants to swap to that. But if he can rip this one headshot here, this could be very dangerous. Knows exactly where Zellen is. Now they know where the AK is, but Zellen is up to the task, and that's well done. Scout, you can't really anticipate being able to get back into that situation. So it is going to be a second round for Offset. It was looking dangerous. It was looking very risky. Honestly, as you said, not sure why ESPADA didn't react to that information earlier. These rotates are odd right off the bat here for the CT side.
They're looking like plants out here, man. They're just stuck to the ground. They're not moving. They need to be a little more agile here. But, you know, I have to give props. Lynx is popping off. He's showing his prowess here on the second map, and it's already going well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's over 300 damage per round right now, which is absolutely disgusting. Let's see if he can maintain form. Obviously, 380 yards unrealistic to maintain, but now it's a push down middle. Information. There it is. Easy taps away with the AK-47. That's 3 kills. That's over. I don't think there's much here for them to find except possible bodies in the ground.
He's got the Zeus, though. That's a moral victory right there if you get it off. Even if they only kill 1 player this round, if they kill him with the Zeus, it's a psychological victory. Oh, Demon's trying to bait them into the chase. That's exactly what he wants. He wants the Zeus kill. Leaving Finnegan behind in Boiler. He's going to set up in Library. Oh, Mike catching out. He's stomping. No chance of sneaking that one out. Didn't anticipate the player being so far forward. So he's not going to get a chance to pull the trigger on that Zeus. Clearly the most important thing about this round. But it is going to be Offset getting through relatively cleanly. Maybe they drop 1 player to Finnegan somewhere around here. But even in that circumstance, this is a great round for Offset. And they're going to be positioned very nicely to start things off. And this is the perfect scenario to shake off the blues that was Dust 2. Just start off strong, start off with some dominant rounds, and really show, okay, look, we came to play. This is our map pick. It's going to be a different story here. You're not going to run over us. We're going to do a little bit of running over of our own.
And it's kind of what we're expecting from Offset, right? From the get-go. I mean, of course, Dust 2, not their map pick. Totally all right. Let's see if they can maintain. We've only seen pistols and conversions so far, Mike. Let's see if they can do this on actual gun rounds, which ESPADA is up on. They actually saved their money for the 4th round by kind of an old school purchase, but they've got everything they needed to make this round a success. They have a kit, they have full utility, they have all M4s, nothing downgraded. So they have all the little bits and pieces they need to solve this puzzle. Excuse me. Now this is going to be Offset trying to throw off the pace with their Mac 10s. Possible Hall Explode coming here. But ESPADA already has 4 people here waiting for this aggression.
Giving a little bit of information away. Bot's going to fall off this. They are going to go for the hit. So Body's here in the right positioning. And Sotfik. We get a little bit more information. There's the connection. Goes for the second peek through the smoke. And this time the lineup is good. He's looking for even more. Sotfik doing a ton of damage here. Has to be careful not to wind up in a situation where he's reloading as they come around the corner. Not quite going to happen there. They don't get the pressure up. And it seems like Offset in the face of this utility have kind of faltered. It's a little problematic for them. The previous rounds, obviously the CT side just didn't have this utility to deal with. And now that they do, like statues. They're not moving on to the site proper. Now they're going to readjust. They're going to aggress back through, and it's perfect timing because Sotfik has fallen off the angle, but there's still a boatload of utility. Everything remaining for the CT side is here on this A bomb site. They're going to be using it right now, and here comes the hit. Finnegan is on a bit of exposed angle, but he will find the first as a result. Does he get the second as well? He does indeed, up to the task, and now this is really tough for Offset. The 2 remaining players have to try and get something going, and they're just getting blanked. Zelen making some noise. He's been a strong performer here early on, and he's continuing to do so. But this is too tough a task. He will falter. ESPADA, they're on the board. And despite a strong performance from Zelen, it just wasn't quite enough. It is going to be ESPADA taking around and keeping 3 alive here, Roy. So that money starts to grow a little bit.
Yeah, not quite what they were hoping for out of a bonus round with 2 Mac 10s, but of course they weren't really too stressed about that round considering they still had a lot of money seeped over from the first few conversions. But 3 players alive, that's pretty solid for ESPADA. Now they can actually get their full buy-in. They can maintain a little economy left over. Of course, not nearly enough, as much as they'd like at least. But this is the real test, right? If they lose this round, they're in a bit more difficult waters. Right now, ESPADA's pressuring Banana as much as they can, but they've wasted a lot of utility. They have actually gained almost nothing for it. Dima is playing with fire, and I don't think he's liking how hot it's in there. Flashbang comes off. Sotfik is getting wounded and pushed off the car. So now no more information here. At least no longer a flow of information for ESPADA.
I think they want to recontest, and that's just so bold. Sotfik gonna flash his way through, so they've retaken top banana. But as you said, they're just bleeding a ton of utility to do so. There's not much left at this point, and Offset haven't really sacrificed anything to do so. Bit of health. Yes, they have allowed them to retake top banana. But now that they bled off this many smokes, this many flashing, they can just get out of here. Hit towards A. It seems like that might be the answer. Indeed, it will be. They're starting around the corner. A little timid here. Bombs floating back the other direction. They don't seem to have a definite plan here, but as we start to hit 35 seconds, this may just be working out beautifully for them because the rotations come.
Mike, that smoke is so savage.
Ooh.
I feel like they have to make a play through it now. Zelen's trying to get boosted up. Finds killed on the left, but Zelen finds both kills on the entry. And that could not be any more impactful. He has just single-handedly saved his team from disaster. That was 30 seconds left. It was literally 33 seconds when that smoke went down, Mike. That would have been...
I have no idea how he gets that first kill on the player, because they were waiting for exactly that play. It was either Dima or Satfik who was under the half wall just waiting for that exact hop over, and somehow Zelen still comes out on top. That's beautiful.
He's really stepping up here for Offset. He's buying them a chance for that third map right now, and hopefully they can follow up and follow through and help him out. Man, that is so insane by him right now. This is a crazy comeback from the first map. And he was pretty quiet. I don't really remember seeing his name much in the first map.
He's Lynx, who is the more of the highlight player. Lynx and Riz as well doing some solid stuff out towards Pit. This time it's all Zelen. 11-1 right now. I mean, 188 ADR. This is just a monstrous performance here. Oof. He is dragging them through these rounds. He's making this happen. I mean, that time it wasn't even dragging. It was just bulldozing his way through. He just blew the doors off and made it happen for Offset, and they're just following in his wake. All right, so how do you slow him down if you're Espada? How do you change up the rules of engagement? They take him out early on. They're feeling pretty confident. They're going to boost up a player on towards awning, so they're adjusting the position here. His entry, and that's two. Finnegan taking out the big boss as well. Yes, there's an answer back, but even numbers here. Potsy's going to get back around the corner, and he's gotten a kill to boot. So an advantage here. They're trying to keep the pressure up, but he's managed to go back and towards the site. Not fast enough, though. They anticipate the angle, but the Pit player can't get away, and that's going to leave everything on to OBJ. We'll have time for the plant. Smoke down will at least allow him the space to do so. Now he's got a 1v2 to win. He's got to make some decisions about how he wants to take this fight. It seems like he wants to get aggressive, work his way under the awning, take the fight towards lane. But no, late utility draws him back towards the site itself, and they're going to double face him here. He's got the first, but the trade is good, and Satfik to take the round, claim an op, and secure a second for Espada, but only keeping one alive here is concerning. They're not going to have much to draw through. They had a little bit of cash in reserve from the last one, so they'll get a buy, but it's going to be limited. And as we've seen before, they're pretty easy to bait into dumping their utility. So if they don't have everything in terms of utility, it could be problematic.
I wonder if Offset was maybe expecting them to be saving, because they just walked out mid. No flash, no smoke to cut off the crossfire, no molly to do so as well. I mean, that was a little kind of unnecessarily risky, I feel, for Offset. They already their defaults are already working. Why take these unnecessary risks, right? Now it's OBJ looking to hold down Banana, gets no support, no flashes are coming in. Finally, the flashbang support relief comes in. He's able to secure Dima. He's able to push back that aggression and possibly derail this early disaster, or what could have been an early disaster. OBJ holding strong, pushing them back on B. That's going to allow them information, and that's going to allow them some map control. Now they want more, so they're going to go out towards bracket.
Oh, that's a nice shot from Dexter, and that distracts focus for Patsy to poke out the other direction. That's beautifully done as a combo. Nice trade, though, from Zelen, but he doesn't anticipate the second player coming from the arch position. And that means an advantage once again is going to be in the pocket of Espada, and the big performer, Zelen, is out. And as we've seen, he's a big piece of the rounds. But this round might be all OBJ. He got the first kill, countered Dima's aggression. He's going to get the pick to open up the B-bomb set as well. It's a guaranteed bomb plant. Two players out of position having to go for the full rotate. And Patsy and Finnegan going to have to be trying this retake. And OBJ already in the forward spot is going to shut it down. This, I think with the health, 19 health, this has to be a save. And indeed it is. Patsy's getting out of there. He's got a kit. He's got armor. He's going to pick up the op. He's got a lot of utility to save through. And the money is just not there for Espada. So this is going to be a fifth round for Offset. Slowly but surely, they're building this lead. They're building up their case here. Inferno is certainly at least going to be a much more exciting map to watch. And at this point, it's looking very good for the Portuguese.
Yeah, I couldn't agree anymore. I mean, OBJ was the man to start that round off, and he's the one to close it. I mean, he got the opening pick. He pushed back the banana control. And that second pick, that one that really opened up the B site, is perfect. He recognized the weakness of the B defense. He's going to rotate, and he just took control of construction. I mean, from start to finish, that was really well done by OBJ, and I'm happy to see him finally step up, right? That's kind of what we've been expecting of him, rather. And now with this only saved weapon for Espada, they're in a bit of a tougher spot. Dexter's going to get dropped the op. I think he has a spawn, and he might just be going for some sort of set piece here. Let's keep eyes on Dexter. Let's see what he's up to, because I feel like he's going to be really the key figure in this round to maybe make the heroic play here.
thought maybe he was going to go for that aggressive JW style apartment out of apps pick, but he's not going to. He's going to fade back and just hold towards mid. That's odd to me. I feel like in this situation, you do want that solo op to do something a little bit wild, just to give yourself a chance, set them off kilter a bit, and make it possible to win this kind of a round, but they're not going to. And admittedly, Offset kind of anticipating this. They've got a player all the way back. You can see Riz is watching for that exact peek out of the apps. He's waiting for it, ready for it. And so ESPADA not playing into their hands so much, but with the presence starting to come up Banana, it's going to be all on Satfik, and with a single smoke and a USP, if they take this B site, there's not a whole lot he can do about it.
Now, what I would not like to see from Offset is them walking into bracket again. I hope they stop doing that because it's really costing them a lot of rounds. But this time they're going to get funneled off. They heard the op pop off. I think they're aware of the fact that the other players are probably broke. And they know that op was the only saved weapon. I think they're just going to be satisfied with the amount of control and information that they have, which is literally nothing except bananas. And they're just going to exec on the site. Smokes over, flashes to allow them some space, and the rifles will open up passage here.
A little bit of a tag, but again, USP, there's just nothing. There's not much you can do with this. The bomb's going to be planted. Full retake. Dangster through the smoke. Just a timing shot. Here's the second as well. Banana falls. That's a rifle recruit for a Banana as well. The bodies are starting to drop here. Damage done on Zelen. He's going to try and take matters into his own hands, and again faces off with the op. This one gun might just be doing it. Might be making this happen. Finnegan wants to get his hands on a rifle, but it's all on Riz in the back, and Dangster has him. 3 massive kills with the AWP. They made it look so easy to take the site, but it was not so easy once they got hemmed in. That's going to be the round claim. That's going to be ESPADA stealing one away, stealing the double op to boot, and making this much more of a ball game here.
This is a disaster, Mike. That's not how the round is supposed to unfold at all. You have the smokes, you have the flashes, you've done every single thing to take the site correctly, and you have 4 teammates rushing for site. Why not just turn around and hold banana so the pistols don't get in your face and take you out on when you're the only one holding flank? And why is Zelen pushing construction by himself? Where's his support? I mean, he recognized he needed to make some sort of play, right? They lost the flank, they don't have CT control, and they don't have construction control. And sitting on site is not going to end well. Obviously, you need some kind of, you have to retip the balance somehow. So Zelen actually made the right play. But where is his support?
This is feeling like a situation where one player is starting to feel like unless they do make that hero play, the round's going to fade away, right? Zelen's been an incredible performer so far, 13-4. The only other player on his team who's positive is OBJ, who's also been solid with that AWP. But I think Zelen's starting to feel like, especially when those rounds initially start to get out of hands, like when a kill goes against them, that he needs to make a play to retake it, and there's not the support that he needs from his surrounding teammates to enable him to do so. So concerning. Also concerning is in this round, why is Zelen your player with the deagle?
Yeah, that's kind of like the Zeus and Simple question, right? It's always like, why does Simple have a deagle? Nope. Next year we'll find the opening pick. We'll get back to that in a second. Like right now it's a fast push straight towards the lane, but that Molotov and A combo is going to absolutely destroy any sort of confidence they had for this fast A push. But look at all these players trucking through the arches. But there's crossfires everywhere. This is bad by ESPADA, and they're walking right into it.
Okay, Zelen gets an answer. There's a nade at him, though, and the nade's going to finish it off, so there's no chance again. He gets the only kill in that round. He did find his teammate's rifle as it fell off, but this is now starting to look a little lackluster, and the money's gone for Offset. They're going to have to take an eco. The scoreline's going to be tied up. They were looking to be so in control here, and now it seems like ESPADA have dragged them back down into the dirt. This could be problematic indeed, because double ops up here. You're not forcing much in terms of reinvestment out from ESPADA. CT economy starts to get out of hand. They've got the utility. They're no longer feeling the pressure on the individual takes because they can use the Molotovs and the smokes to keep you at arm's reach. This starts to get a bit riskier. We're going to see Satfik just holding down Banana with the AWP. Makes this very tough indeed. I think the trap that Dima has to avoid falling into is his urge to get hyper-aggressive. Come around the corner. It's the opposite first. Dima's going to get 1, 2, make it 3. Lose his life and give up a rifle, and that's a rifle in the hands of Zelen, a man who is dangerous to say the least, but this should still be well in control. Missed op shot for Satfik, a little concerning there, but he got support from Finnegan. Should still be well in hand, especially as the flank comes through from Patsy to finish things off, clean it up, and it's only the one body drop, so no harm, no foul, tied scoreline.
Now, there is something that is making me a little nervous here, Mike. The double op setup, the SG here in the hands of ESPADA, as well as the AK in the hands of Patsy, who's been a consistent top performer for this roster. And in my opinion, of course, double op setup on Inferno is one of the strongest double ops. It sounds counterintuitive because you have maps like Train and Dust 2 that are extremely long range. But I think the double op setup on Inferno is one of the hardest things in the game to actually stop. Let's see if they can figure it out, because if they can, this is going to be a disaster, Mike.
Would that just be because of how much territory you can control with those two ops? How much of the map you can lock down?
Yeah, it's not only that, it's the fact that there are so many corners to play around, and you just take a shot, fall back, take another shot, fall back again, take a third shot, and you keep falling back off the shots, and you're leaking numbers if you're not using your utility properly. See what I mean? It's just impossible to really stop the ops if you're not doing it well enough.
Speaking of using utility properly, they anticipate that boost over the half wall, right? So Sodfik is watching for the frag, and he only gets the tag. But in that exact same moment, a nade's coming over from Dima to nade the exact same spot, and so much damage done. A kill found. The remaining players think, this is so tough. Exactly what you're talking about here on Banana. Just the op hitting a shot, falling back, hitting a shot, falling back. Offset. Incapable of doing it. Got some utility still here for the nade, but it's going to be tough, and they can't lose bodies going through. That's exactly what happens. It's all on Slinks, and he just cannot contend. So it's going to be ESPADA taking the lead here and not dropping a body again. And that means they're going to have all the utility in the world. They're going to be able to get this double up again, even if they do lose a round, with not even a slight concern. This is really getting risky for Offset, and they need to offset their losses here. They need to find something. I think it's really going to take a bit of a miracle round from them. If they could get an eco, sneak some sort of cheeky play out to get themselves back on track, that would do a lot for getting the morale going.
Yeah, look at the economy swap, though. It's kind of...
It's nuts.
It's a lot to swallow, yeah. It's pretty scary, I'm not going to lie. 6-5, though. What was this? Great start for Offset. It's not looking so great anymore. But there's still hope. I've not lost Portuguese yet, but that's... Oh, that was so close.
Does he realize? He's done so much damage. He doesn't realize they're all here. Now he's blind. Oh, Patsy! Such good impact, but not able to actually find the kills. Dima will bring some back, though, but this is getting risky. Here we go. We said they needed something. A little bit of a miracle round. Well, now there's an op in the hand of Slinks. The bomb has been planted. OBJ doesn't have armor, to be fair. It's a little concerning still. The 2v2 retake is still winnable for ESPADA, but at the very least, this has become a very dangerous round. And Offset looking like they might just be able to salt this one away.
Yeah, remember last time they threw that retake smoke? They doubled up lane. Now they're doing the same retake smoke, but they split. I wonder if Offset will pick up on that. Link eliminates Sofik. That's a great fight. They know no one else is there, and it's Finnegan. He's running out of time, and he probably wants that precious SG, but he also wants to remove their economy here as well. Oh, you don't hide from the Terminator, all right? Lynx cannot be hidden from.
You got 4 that round. That's a massive performance from Lynx. And I just want to say, my sympathies to Patsy in that round. Because he's going to watch that demo, and he's going to see how much damage he did to everybody coming through the hall in apartments. And then once he's in pit and he gets blinded up and catches nobody, that's just got to be so fun.
Right? I was thinking the same thing as well. That's really unfortunate. Solid flash work, though, from Offset to give themselves a chance in that round. So, okay, they've stolen a round away, but that means nothing if they can't convert it to the round. And it's not going so well for them. 2 casualties for 4 points of damage onto Dima. That's not a good trade, Mike.
Not at all. And the utility just being used to bully them back. What little map control they might have had here towards Banana has been claimed. They've lost life. They've dropped the rifle. And this is rough now. They have no control over what the people on site. You can just leave Dima here to be a nuisance, to harass, and then you can adjust your numbers. You're seeing it already. Dima's the early warning system. He'll hop off if they do get this pick. There's the spot on OBJ, so he's not even going to face again. He'll just fade away. He can bring back his rotator and Sotfik, and they can go back to a default. This is nicely done for ESPADA, just playing the clock, playing the information, not allowing Offset to get any advantages back, keeping the pressure on them, not giving any easy kills back to them. Look at this hold from Sotfik. He's just anticipating the lurk through the smoke. That was such a cheeky angle to hold. He was just right on the edge of it, watching for a very specific play out. Now it is going to be Dima and Sotfik to hold. They've got a rotator coming back through for the cross. This is going to be tough. Fragos gets caught. That's the bomb drop. Now it's definitely committed. Time committed it anyway, and it's clean on the hold. 5 players alive. No chance for a plant, and ESPADA have 7. From a dominant start from Offset, this is now looking like a half that at the very least ESPADA is going to win, even if they don't take the next 2. It's looking like an 8-7 certainly, and probably a 9-6 as an investment comes through. It's going to be MAC-10s down the board for Offset. They're going to be running. They're going to be gunning. See if they can catch anyone off guard.
Flash, I think they're instantly reacting off that. That A double nade is going to slow them down even further. And they rush through that was an instant team wipe right there from those double maulers and double nades. So good thing they slowed down just a little bit right there to avoid that disaster. But now they're going to re-aggress. But this is Mac 10 without no flashes, no smokes to cut off fires. They have nothing, Mike.
Oh, this is being picked off. This is like watching turtles try and get down the beach in a nature documentary and the birds just start flying in to pluck. That's exactly what happened there. ESPADA now 1 more round to get a 9-6 to have this comeback from what was looking like a dangerous half and just completely ruin it for Offset. And I think even though this isn't a terrible scoreline, considering the slight CT sidedness of Inferno, I'd say if you're Offset, this is just massively disappointing. Considering how you started out, considering how brutal Dusty was, you're starting to feel that confidence flow at the beginning of this game, and now it's just all evaporated.
Yeah, I mean, whatever momentum, whatever confidence they've gained over the beginning of this half is vanished. No doubt. But yeah, 9-6 is still kind of in line with... I mean, 8-7 obviously would be the most ideal, but even 9-6 is not terrible on Inferno. 9-6, 8-7s are probably the most common finishes on this map. Sometimes 10-5s if there's, you know, a few rounds unfolding poorly, but we're still kind of on the Inferno average. If Offset can find a 7th round, that wouldn't be terrible. Could have been better, yes, but that's not bad. Now they found the opening pick. That's one of the offs eliminated at least. Patsy's able to respond back in halls, but Dexter's taking this incredible amount of damage in return. So they could always end A, knowing there's a player weak there if they so choose. I just hope they don't just resort back to B just because they don't have any other answer or risk.
Yeah, it feels like it just might. Well, if they work a player through Arch, it could be a split on towards B, but you can see Dexter's watching for this, and I think Lynx is just going to give it to him. If he walks around this corner, this option certainly have the kill. Missed shot. That's a huge missed opportunity. Dexter should have had that every day of the week. Now there's another chance here. They're trying to flash back in to get the pick, knowing how important losing that territory was. And here's the adjustment on towards A. Dexter does redeem himself with that pick in the second as well. So here we go, Dexter making up for lost time, finding the kill, setting up his teammates to finish off the round. And he may have missed the first shot, but he's still got it done. That's a 9-6. What a recovery from being down, from losing the pistol, fighting it back for a couple of rounds, and then just winning out the half. Nicely done for ESPADA. Offset, we need to see a really strong CT side from them. I think they need this pistol again. They need to come out the gate swinging, because otherwise, once you get that momentum back up for ESPADA, we've seen they're very hard to stop.
Absolutely. Now, I love the start right here from ESPADA, though. They got 2 set of utilities. They have 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs. Probably looking to just smoke off and flame off the entire beach side. But it won't matter if they can't actually get there. Just stack towards bottom banana, waiting for this aggression from Offset. This is going to get really weird here soon, Mike.
4 players top banana. Yeah, weird exactly describes my response to this setup. And now it's just going to be a massacre. It's a shooting gallery from both sides. They've got the information. They can just rotate off, but they actually just want to pressure on. They're like, all right, fine, you stack. We'll just kill everybody here. Why not? Dima's got it done. He's trying to chase through the Molotov. He's so confident, so eager for frags. And yes, a flank's coming up, but they've got to be ready for this. They have to know this is coming. And it just won't matter. They've got the numbers. They've got the goosh to boot. I mean, this is so tough. You have a full stack towards top banana, and you can't win the fight. You can't win the fight at all. It's all left to Riz. He doesn't even have armor. He's got 14 health in a kit.
That was so alpha from ESPADA, though. You gotta love it. They knew definitively the stack was there, Mike. There was no doubt about it. They saw every single player there, and they still went there. They still took the fights on them in car. That is so alpha. I love it. That's how you mentally break your opponent, Mike. That's how you psychologically destroy them. So savage. You gotta love that call from the ESPADA side. 10-6 though. Now, if there was any sort of confidence there for Offset, it's gone.
kind of love it too, right? Because what's the one advantage of the CT side is range, right? You've got such an advantage at range with those USPs. They're so clinical. So you say, all right, you guys have compressed yourselves all around a tight corner. Let's just take the fight with Glocks. Like, this is where Glocks thrive, is rushing around a corner. And that's exactly what happens. Now, MTB bomb site. And interestingly enough, this round of ESPADA don't seem to want to check B at all. In fact, they're coming into the stack again. We saw them do this on Dust 2 one round where they just walked into the stack and annihilated it. See if this happens again. Utility going to be around. Going to make this a little uncomfortable, but it's a full mid hit. And this time, the trap is sprung. It works out beautifully. And they're still coming out. They're still trying to get in the pit. This is a little awkward. Potsy's making it work, and they appear to have gotten this round back into control. So a lot of damage done. But it's left to Fragos. No armor. He's got the AK, but he's spotted, and Potsy's going to put him down. So another round for ESPADA, an 11th on the board for them. That one was costly, but over here on the T side, you can get away with a few of those expensive rounds and still have your economy up. So this, I think, is going to be the round that determines it.
Yes, I couldn't agree anymore, honestly, Mike. We've been agreeing a lot, Mike. I like it.
We have. Great minds, you know. You know what they say about great minds, right?
They both look like eggheads.
I would say they're great, but yeah, that works too.
Oh, that's awkward. Anyways.
Shave our heads in tandem.
Okay, my girlfriend tells me my head is big almost every time I'm sleeping, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, I've got that too. I've got the massive dome. Every time I try and buy a hat, it's like, do you have your extra large sizes?
But I want to see if ESPADA will... Are they just going to explode off the timing? This could actually end really well for them, especially if Riz gets completely blind by that. Blind the first. Players running in. They have to focus on one part of the sandwich here. They can't get caught. Now Riz is funneled towards the corner, not quite the spot he wants to be in. And unless they're able to... Okay, that's a good win, actually. I was just about to say, they have to eliminate Dima. Now they have the 2 versus 2. They have an AK. They have M4. They don't have a kit on them, but there might be one down here in mid somewhere. Oh no, Finnegan, not like this.
Oh, this is such a smart play. He's reading it so well, and they're hesitating. They're slowing down. The utility is going to start to get thrown. He knows exactly what's happening here. They're going to be on the wrong side of the smoke for this. He's got 1. He's got 2. Finnegan springs the trap, and he has hunted them out. That's another round for ESPADA, and despite the good attempt, it's just read so well by Finnegan. He's perfectly positioned. He plays it to perfection. And he's having a map. As we've talked about, there's really no outstanding performer for ESPADA because everyone is doing well. I mean, even their bottom frag, Dexter, is still positive. He's 9-8 right now. He's feeling good. It's just, it's a contribution across the board for this team in terms of utility, in terms of damage. It's really a Hydra. You cut off one head, another one will grow back in its place. Okay, speaking of cutting off a head, they have found Potsy. They have sprung the trap. Looked like he was going to get 2 kills there, but wasn't expecting the player in towards spoiler steps. And here's a second as well. Eagles looking dangerous here. Maybe a chance here for Offset to upset the formula and change the script here.
Yeah, this would actually be maybe even better than winning the last round. Let's see if they can convert, though. That's going to be them on the board. The Molly's applying a lot of pressure. That late boost might actually catch at least one player here. Looking for it. CZ trading away, but unfortunately it's a calculator. They've traded 2 for 1. Not ideal for Offset, but still maintains a little advantage for them. Even with Riz and 2 HP, that's still an extra body.
Ooh. Smoke fading just a second too early for Sophic to be able to get back to a comfortable spot. And this bomb's pointed in the back of the site, so Finnegan's going to need to get something going here. He's found the first kill, but they're already on the defuse. They've come off of it. This is dangerous, but it's very doable. He gets it to the 1v1. We know how dangerous Finnegan is. And at this point, he's just waiting for that second tick to come through. Zlinx is looking for the fight. Finnegan is not flinching at all. He's going to have to check it eventually. And there's a scope in, and Zlinx will be able to win it out. 10-second defuse, I think, just has time for it to get through. And so Offset will claim that round, just barely. But considering they came into it with Deagles, that is a very nice result to get them going back here in towards Inferno.
Look how awkward the money is now for ESPADA as well. Like they will have a buy, yes, but Patsy's going to be on some weird purchase right here. It's going to be a Mac 10 with a single smoke. Dima has literally utility, smoke, nade. Sophic has nothing. Dexter has just a single smoke. So, I mean, whatever utility they decide to use on, they kind of have to commit with it. And now OBJ's eliminated Dexter. That's the op out of their way. And already off to a good start here in this round.
They're going to be able to retrieve the op, at least. But as you said, very good start here. And I like this aggression here. We're taking control towards the bottom of Banana. Fragos is going to hold this. This is what we need from offset. We haven't seen a whole lot of it. Haven't seen a whole lot of these confident pushes. But taking this map control contains their option, allows for the fast flank, and could be critical to holding off this A take. Minute 15 still on the clock, and look at how contained ESPADA is. They're all bunched in towards mid. They've got a little bit of control in towards the outs, and if they can get this duel on OBJ, admittedly that would be pretty helpful. Oh, but OBJ is ready for it. Goes for the couch peek, anticipates the presence, finds the kill, and he is making this work for his team. 2 kills already in this round. Just might be enough to see them through. Got the footsteps in mid as well. This is so much information. Smoke's going to go down to block off this exact angle. So yes, they've taken some control back. But if they don't catch Zell in here, it may not much matter. Giving up the ground, that's just fine. The wrap will be on towards B. He's going to leave it to Zlinks, but he can already be in position, ready to anticipate. And with the Krieg as well, a great gun to hold this angle.
Oh. Yeah, he needed that first kill to be a one-tap, I think, if he wanted to follow up with the second. That's a great trade, though, for ESPADA. Now, 1 kill there for Zlinks. That's still solid. I mean, he's done his job. He's maintained the advantage for his team. Had he not gotten anything there, that would have been a disaster. But now Patsy and Dima are a little split from each other. It's an important battle up against Zelen, and that's a great person to find. They've eliminated the side threat. Now they can all focus on the crossfire here for the CT spawn.
It's a big thing for Dima, and Patsy, despite being 1 shot away from death, is going to survive. OBJ with the op, I think, just wants to save it at this point. They've won the round. He's not confident to go for this fight. He doesn't have a kit either, so time is not his ally, and that's going to be ESPADA making it work. They were on the ropes here, but when they're on the ropes, they fight back even fiercer, and Offset is going to learn that. This is a disaster. This is a problem. They finally had a chance off the Deagle round, but they can't convert with the guns. And now you get a situation where Zlinks can buy. You've got the 1 saved op. You're very tempted to go for the force, but if you do, and if it fails, all of a sudden this map's going to be over before you get a proper chance to contest. So they're going to go for the conservative play. Pistols here. Honestly, I kind of think this is the type of round where you've got to risk it, where you got to go for it and say, look, either we win this or it's over.
Well, let's see if OBJ has something up his sleeve right now. He's going for the nifty take. But no, nothing to be found this time around. But yeah, that last round is a little harsh for Offset. Let's see if they can recover. They still have a few more rounds, a little more room for error. Not quite at the finish line just yet. Now, I like to see OBJ just move that off around, right? Just keep it going, keep it swinging around the map. And that's exactly what he's doing, right? He took a shot in mid. Now he's repositioned towards the B site. If ESPADA decides to enter here or peek carelessly, they might catch an op shot.
They're leaving him alone, though. This is bull. Even if he gets his first pick here, it's going to be pretty tricky for him to survive without losing a lot of territory. And he's slipping into the back of site as well, so they'll be able to get forward before he even spots them. He's of 2 minds here. You can't tell what he wants to hold, and this could be very dangerous indeed. You can see there's just Potsy making a little bit of noise over towards 8. It's going to hold the rotators. Just trying to maybe slip in towards CT, but here's the hit on OBJ. Has to get in the position. He's just playing around the pillar, which is a cold spot to say the least. Molly's down to limit his options. His foot's in the flames. He's burning. He's blinded. He's dead. Unable to have impact. That was their 1 big gun in the round. That's the site now fallen. It's going to be a bomb planted for sure, unless Slinks can do something a bit wild here. And this is a catastrophe. This is looking rough. It's looking done. It's looking dusted. It's looking like 14 rounds for ESPADA. Only Zelen surviving. Maybe he does a bit of damage with the Deagle, but I'm not even sure that matters at this point, Roy. It's going to be 14 for ESPADA, certainly. And Offset, they get 1 last hurrah. They're going to try something next round, but if they don't have it there, it's over. Spotted 1, and they haven't spotted him, I don't believe. But no one's giving him the shot. No one's giving him the easy pick. This is not going to be his round.
Yeah, I don't even think he gets a weapon out of this. Really unfortunate finish for the hunt. This is solid stranglehold there for ESPADA. I feel like Offset was like possibly one kill away from derailing that round.
Yeah. If OBJ hits 1, maybe 2 as they come through with the op, but the Molly's down, playing around the pillar. He's just in such an awkward spot, blinded up. Again, the utility usage. We saw it from ESPADA last map as well. Their utility usage is just so on point. It keeps Offset off kilter, and they just don't get the chance to have the impact.
Alright, this is it. This is the real final stand, Mike. We've said that many times, but now they're actually at the finish line. OBJ's drawn the first blood. This is a solid pick for them. They're buying themselves another chance. They just have to convert this man advantage. Last time they had a double man advantage. I think it was even a triple man advantage at one point. And they flopped it. This time, there's really no more room for that. You have to convert every advantage you can get. No, they're quieting down on offset. They're cooling off with this pick. They're not really going for anything crazy. They're going to go for the boost setup on site. Now, this is a fast push straight to the B site.
I like this boost setup. The problem is, once he's found the first, he's kind of out in the open. So it is 2 for 2. That's not bad. Leaves the advantage back in their pocket. And they can still try and get through. Bomb's going to be planted here. Actually, Finnegan hesitating. Might give up the opportunity for it because you can see Zellen's already in position. If this smoke towards Church fades, he's going to be able to put in the hurt. Indeed, he is. There's the pick found. The bomb doesn't even go down. It's all left to Degster, who now has to get back around to the site to find it, and they're waiting for him to come around the angle. That'll be the kill. That'll be the double op retrieved as well. Offset. They survived. It wasn't great. It wasn't pretty, but they've survived, and that's what matters. And with the double op, they're going to be able to reinforce this buy a little bit. They're still going to be on the ropes for sure. But look at the money on ESPADA.
Yeah, they've gotten him down to an eco. Exactly. And again, double op setup. One of the strongest in the game on this map. If they can make it work and they can keep the pressure up right here, there's definitely a fighting chance for offset. It's not over yet. I think there's still a solid chance here for offset. This is the first round they have to get through. Obviously, it's just Glocks and P250s. Just build up your profit. Guarantee you can get reset even if ESPADA takes one of these rounds, these next few rounds away from you. Don't want certain death, that's for sure. And for now, offset is they're chilling. They have a player on top car, keeping eyes on Banana. As long as he's here, they can maintain their strong position. Oh, that's an op. That's a molly.
Oh no.
I can't even finish my sentence before the caster curse. The caster curse is accelerating, Mike.
You jinxed that man. You jinxed that man right into the grave. Oh man, that's brutal. And now they're out of position. There's the second pick to come through. This could be a catastrophe. Now the A site is so weak, and this burst through the mid smoke could be punishing Riz all that's here. And you can see the rotator, and Zellen's like, I don't even know which site to reinforce. I don't know what I do here. So he's gonna hold Art so he can quickly get either direction as needed. And ESPADA, 40 seconds still to play with. They've got a bit of time to toy with it. They can decide which site they want to hit. Oh, man, that's such a brutal start to the round. ESPADA kind of looked like they were just going to hang out for a little bit, wait for it, and then when they strike hard. Now this is tough. Riz is tucked into the nook. He's been spotted. That's the bomb. They're already losing bodies towards the other site, and Riz is going to burn alive. It's all over. Degster gets the last kill. There's 15-8. Money in the toilet for offset. ESPADA just put the nail in the coffin, and now they're ready to drive it home.
Mike, 2 Glocks, a P250, and a Scout. That's what they had in that round.
Ow.
I really want to believe in you, Offset. I really do. I really want to cheer you on, but every single chance they've had to gain advantages, to close off rounds, to keep their lead, they've flopped on, Mike. And now they're, what was a great buy, double op setup for them, full rifles, full utility is MP9s, FAMAS, and XM and Halls, and Prayer. Finds the first one. It's not bad.
The XM's just too powerful. What are you going to do here? He's lucky there's no HEs close by. Potsy is elsewhere on the map with the 1 HE they've got right now because that would finish him right off. And look at this aggression. Look at this aggression. There's a player under the tunnels. That's OBJ who's going to pop out here. They've left the bomb. He's just heard a player hop over. He knows they're here. He's going to spring this trap, and Riz might just kill everybody beforehand. OBJ's hesitating here. Slow on it. Wants to get this flank on Banana, and now the timing comes. He's been patient. He's been careful. Degster annihilates him. Only gets 1. Thought that was going to be 2 for sure. Degster. We've seen the man do it before. There's a chance for another clutch here. And he's going to have the first Link solo, but it's the XM. All it's going to take is 1 trigger pull from that range, and it's going to be all over. Good night for the Degster.
Yeah, that XM needs to do at least 20 damage to guarantee the trade with a Deagle. Can't do more than 20 damage. That Deagle trade might be hard. There it is. He's done the damage. That's all he needed. There it is. He's drawn attention away from the crossfire. That's solid work from Offset. They answer back on their own. A little bit of force by Eco there. 15-9, 6 rounds to go. This round, money's a little awkward here for ESPADA. I wonder if they can force up. Dexter could drop one if he wants. He's gonna, hero whopping? Yeah, he's going for the hero
He
whop.
is.
Yeah.
He's still got 2K.
I mean, last time he had a scout and he got 4 kills, so now he has an op. A bit of a better than a scout, but let's see if it works out. Okay, solid early damage. Unfortunately, Custom is a little careless with the beak. I just don't think they're expecting the economy to be so strong for ESPADA to have an op, and they're just getting a little caught off guard by it.
Alright, so what's the adjustment here? ESPADA slows down now. They've got full control on towards Banana. Everybody's here. They've got limited utility, so as soon as they throw it, they're gonna go for it. Slinks tries to retake ground, and he will find one, but now he's caught out towards the sandbags and not able to escape. The Glock finds him. Patsy, Glock, no armor, wins that duel. Now he's got a rifle to play with. 3 health, so he's not too much of a bear, and this volley might just finish him off. But still, this is tough. They've lost the site player. It's all really going to be up to Riz. He's got to hold them off, and he's denied the plant, but now he has to get away without losing his life, and indeed he does just that. Left to the Dagster. Got one. Now the 1v1 facing off with the player on towards site. He's out towards top and doesn't know he's crossed closer. He's doing process of elimination, though, thinking about it. He's got a little bit of a fright, and he's not going to anticipate Riz having wrapped all the way around. So Riz, at the very least, will keep them alive, save their bacon here in this round, get it to 10 rounds. But it's so close. These rounds are so close.
It is. That was such a solid reposition, though, from Riz. That could not have been played any better. 4 kills for him in the round as well. Shout out to him for keeping Offset in the game right now. But it's 5 rounds to go now. This is the final buy for ESPADA for now. If they can secure this round Offset, they guarantee themselves another one in the board. That could very well be 12 to 15. At that point, you're 2 potential gun rounds away from a tie, and there it is. OBJ with a nifty peek. This time it does bear some fruit, Mike. A man advantage, and you know what? I have to give a little credit to OBJ. He's not quite, you know, statistically the top performer right now, but his impact has been great at finding these opening frags for his team.
When they take the leash off, when they say, okay, OBJ, get aggressive, get us a kill. It works. It works beautifully. That aggressive pick style with the op gives them an opportunity. Yes, it's riskier. Yes, you give the chance for things to go against you, but he's consistently gotten that first pick, and it makes it so much easier for the rest of his team when he does. Zelen, the other man who's been a monster for this team. A little bit of an awkward spot, but he's going to be able to use the utility to hold them at arm's reach, hold them at bay, and now it's a strong setup towards A. You've got the quick rotator as well, and Slinks, who's just positioned outside Arch to make sure they can't wrap. I like this setup a lot from Offset.
Now, they're just trying to draw attention towards the lane and pit, right? But unfortunately, Offset is fully ready for this. OBJ's on top of the balcony. Hopefully does not get eliminated by the players coming through the smoke. But right now, the hit's coming in from all directions for...
It's a big first pick. Smoke's gonna fade. Zelen loved the spot. He's got 1, he's got 2. They weren't anticipating that off angle, and that's gonna be the round secured, and a round secured clean. So they actually have money to play with here. They've got full rifles, no more pharmacists to deal with. They'll be able to buy utility. They'll all have kits, head armor, what have you. No problems here. Of course, there's no point in them saving anything. Either win it or go home. So they are going to be just fine here, and it's just the Pistons. Not even a scout Piston. Okay?
Yes, I was just going to say, there's no scout. They've avoided disaster. There's 2 flashes, though. Hopefully the $400 investment is not the doom for Offset. 3 P250s and 2 blocks. That's all they have.
Never say never, Roy. We've seen it happen.
I don't like Custom's position right now, though. That if they pop in the smoke, he's going to get eliminated. That's an M4 they can use. They can reset the round, just play off the rifle. But there it is. It's a little bit better. I would like to see them just jump spot the half wall. Okay, I like that as well. Just smoke the deep. Just hold it from top wall just so you're safe. You're not getting overwhelmed by Glocks or pistols on the explode. And right now, ESPADA is just doing what they can to maintain some mystery, right? They don't want Offset to know what they're up to. Not this early, at least.
This is similar to what we saw before. Dexter's all the way back in towards spawn. I don't know what he's doing here. Maybe they're just taking a moment. Dexter needed to stretch. There we go. Now he's back into it. He just moved. Something's going on here. Now they're gonna group up. Way back. I'm not sure what's going on here for us. Sotfik is reversing course. They had the 1 player forward in alt mid. He runs all the way back, and then 3 other players run up alt mid, and I guess he was setting up because he's got the 2 flashbangs, so he's the only player with utility. He's got to be in a specific position here. Here's the adjustment. Going to start to walk out. Looks like they want to go for a burst in towards the pit. There are 2 players waiting here. They were hoping that that bit of utility out from Sophic might distract. Dexter's going to try and draw them, but they're not flinching. It's a massacre in towards pit. Riz gets everybody, and the round is clean. So this round, no chance to fumble it away. Offset will secure it. Now they just need 3 more. But here are the rifles. Here they've got to contend with utility as well. This is going to be a dangerous round. Offset, they've got to stand up to this test.
Yeah, and actually the test is going to be 3 rounds long because of the fact that ESPADA's reached maximum loss bonus. So as long as they guarantee bomb plants and a few kills in the round, they can pretty much sustain purchases, Mike. So there are 3 rounds left, but these are difficult rounds ahead here for Offset. Right now, OBJ is looking to be assertive once again with the op. I think Patsy heard what's happening here. He does not want to repeat against the op. Maybe not.
Maybe not. You say that, but he does. It doesn't matter, though. Dexter gets the trade. Nicely done. Problem is there's another player towards top mid, and they just sprinted through with the smoke. Sotfik, I think, thinking this was a softer sight than it was indeed. There's still a player. Well, it's kind of awkward positioning. Bringing in the second player and Links to support is going to make this much easier. Finnegan, try and do a little something. Might catch Zelen here. But Zelen's the better of it. Oh, just Dexter. And so low. Player speaking from all sides. Certainly he can't see this through. Indeed, he can. Offset survive, and they're looking good, too. That aggression out towards Apps, it's changing the formula, allowing OBJ to take these aggressive picks, giving him some comfort, giving him some support, and then seeing it through. I like what they're doing here. Pausing from ESPADA.
Pretty well timed. Bomb plant denied. I think that's the most important thing here for Offset is now ESPADA can't really justify the buy, right? They have to go with the pistols. They have to go for the half, and they're going to save for the all-in in the last, in the 30th round, Mike. And the weaponry here for Offset is pretty sick. They have 2 SGs. They have an AK-47, so they have 3 one-tap weapons, as well as the AWP, which is a 4th one-tap weapon. And then M4 for Riz, who's been pretty well. But look, after we have to kind of shine a little light on Zelen, right? He's kind of maintained his form since the beginning. Not quite the 380 AR, but I mean, 27 kills. You're almost at 1 kill per round. 3 assists for him as well. Let's get a cycle stats on that as well. A little lacking on the flashes, but you know what? OBJ is stepping up for that.
They got a flash for him. It's not unusual to see your Opera be.
Look at the difference in utility damage, by the way, between these 2 teams.
Oh, man.
I think Dima has the entire enemy team combined, plus like 100.
He's just a god with the HEs. We actually did see him individually get multiple HE kills, I think, in the first half. I think back to that round where Sotfik got a tag on a player hopping over a half wall, and then Dima just finished it off with it. He's so good with the well-fed utility. Really, for Dima, I think just typifying his play is that timing, both on the lurk and just in terms of when to throw nades, when to throw utility. It's very impressive.
Oh, wait, Mike. This is actually kind of scary. Offset's dedicated 3 players early towards the B site, and ESPADA's looking to overwhelm A. That's going to be the smokes. That's going to be the flashes. Zelen's going to use the Molotov to buy himself some time. Could not have been any better place. That's going to spread a lot of these players. They're keeping him at base. They're starting to get overwhelmed on site. And that's a 2-for-2 trade. Not ideal whatsoever. And Dexter kills one on the rotate. That's OBJ gone down as well. Now it's down to Lynx and Custom to save their team, to keep them in the game. Then Dexter, he has the rotation cut off. And he's going to use that op to cut them off completely. That's Lynx gone down. And now it's Custom in the 1 versus 3. What has happened, Mike? How has this derailed? This was supposed to be an easy round for Offset.
It was indeed. It should have been the see-through, but they try and get a little tricky with their setups. Now it's all left to Custom. He's going through the smoke, and Sotfik is ready for it. That's the 16-13 on that round of all rounds. Perhaps fittingly, they see it through. This was a dominant series from ESPADA, really. There was a glimmer of hope. Offset finally found their bearings right at the end there. It seemed like they might mount something. They still couldn't deal with these broken buys, with these half buys, with these forces. They just lost far too many to them, to the scouts, to the pistols. And you just can't do that. You cannot bleed against Glocks. It's not possible against a team like this. They will not give you the space to forgive. So strong performance from ESPADA. I personally am very impressed with this team.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree, especially on Dust 2. I feel like they had a much stronger side. But I can't help but feel that Offset actually was the better team on Inferno, believe it or not. I know ESPADA looked a little better, but you have to take into account the fact that Offset lost, 3 ecos that game? Like these are fixes that are actually easy to implement, right? To avoid these disasters. Unfortunately, it happened to them during a very important match, and it is single elimination. So they, on commiserations to Offset, who has now been eliminated from Winners League. But these are easy fixes for Offset moving forward. These are things they could prevent. So I think there was some takeaways here for Offset. And I think, yeah, although it was an unfortunate loss for them, it came out at the worst possible time. I think they will bounce back, and I think we will see them come back stronger. But for now, Espada, congratulations on what was a completely dominant display of Counter-Strike in the first map. A bit of a brawly, but definitely entertaining on the second map. And that is the conclusion for us here for the first match of this evening. And we will be moving on to the second match. That is Skade versus Nexus. That will be coming up here. What time is it? In about an hour from now. So stay tuned. If you're in here, by the way, please follow our socials: Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Whatever you got, we're there. If you're in the market for some giveaways, SSDs, 1 terabyte for all your anime needs, and of course skins for CS, because you gotta look cool doing it. We have those as well. So make sure to follow us on our socials. Make sure to follow this beautiful man. His Twitter is down here below. Mine is right there. And of course, Melanie, our producer observer, she does a fantastic job. We will be back soon. Enjoy the music, and we'll see you for the second match, Skade versus Nexus.